Hi folks, just me again. Listen, I want to give a wee trigger warning as such with this video, vlog, whatever people call them. Just because it's going to sort of mention sexual abuse and trauma and rape and victim shaming. But these are things that I feel are important to talk about and to explore a bit more and to reflect on. We are all living and learning and hopefully reflecting and growing, and discussions like this, I feel anyway, are quite important, actually very important. But I totally understand it's not for everybody, so please feel free to switch off if it's just a topic you just can't deal with just now. Anyway, what I wanted to talk about a wee bit was a video, not a video, it was a post from a news post that I had shared earlier about a young woman who had taken her perpetrator, her stepdad, to court for sexual assault and rape over a number of years. He was found guilty and he got a measly, poxy, friggin' 7 years, right? There's so many other adjectives I would use in there, but I'm just not going to do that on video anyway. I can't get my head around that. I struggle and probably always will, and maybe because I'm a bit close to it, but I can never get my head around how little perpetrators of sexual crimes get. And all abuse is utterly horrendous. Sexual crimes are different and appalling, and just, like I said, they're just so different. They affect you so differently. And unless you've been through that, which I hope the majority of you never do, you probably won't fully understand, and that's okay. But there's so much that it leaves you questioning psychologically. And the fact that people who are victims are often left with a life sentence, a life of learning to get their head around what happened, to build and to live with these scars and to salve them continually when they reopen, because there's triggers everywhere and at different stages in life, and you're just left to try and pick up the pieces. And these people do their sentence, do their time, that's it. They get out, they get support, whatever they kind of need to rebuild. And the victims are the ones that are maybe trying to patch together relationships, maybe have lost their home because they can't hold down a job, maybe are getting hearing sayings like "don't think like a victim" or "stop acting like a victim, what's up with you," and all of the crap that comes along with it. Why? I don't know. Answers on a postcard, let me know, message me, whatever. I don't get it. I really don't get it. I really struggle with it, and it's why I wouldn't work in certain areas or certain fields, because I know myself enough to know my prejudices and my triggers, and it's just not an area I could work in, because I wouldn't be the right person to advocate for someone like that. But what I don't get is how victims are often left with a lifetime to rebuild, and the perpetrators get such shameful sentences that are then usually halved, sometimes even less than that, for good behaviour. Do you know, us victims don't get chances to start over. We don't have a clean slate because we're already scarred, deep scars. So yeah, let me know. I probably never will get my head around this sort of area, because for me, the way I described it was like being abused again, all over again, by a system. Standing in a witness box, getting told that what you were wearing at age 4, 5 and upwards was giving consent or leading somebody on. And all these years later, when you're an adult, women still getting told that same shit. Rapists rape, Sexual abusers sexual abuse, that's it. That's it. No is no, but when it's sexual abuse and it's a family member and it's so deeply ingrained and so many fears and so many threats and years and years and years of grooming, that you don't understand what it's like to try and get through that and to try and retrain everything and to try and rebuild on that and keep salving the wounds when they reopen. And to see that in this article, people that work with victims of this crime saying that this article will hopefully bring more people forward and give people faith. Do you know what will give people faith? Stronger fucking sentences, fair sentences, systems that actually don't make you feel like shit when you're going through something like that, systems that actually have empathy for women, let alone victims. We need to get better, and the system, the punishment doesn't fit the crime. So I think it's an overhaul it needs personally. But then to go on and hear like victim shaming, often we can use stuff like that. Stop acting like a victim. Do you know? And I hear it so often, and I'm deeply embarrassed to say I've used it in the past. I've said it actually to one of my daughters many years ago, and just lost it. And I was like, stop acting like the victim here. Why are you always acting like the victim? And you know, see, when I actually sat and swallowed my words and listened to myself, I couldn't believe that those words came out of my mouth. And I'm ashamed to admit it, but I'm not going to kid on that it's not happened. I've learned, I've grown, I've researched it, I've read more about it, I've understood it. And it's, I think it's Dr. Maya Angelou that sort of says, do the best you can until you know better, and when you know better, do better. And that's what I like to think that I've been doing. When I learn, I try and do better. And when I know more, I try and do better. But anyway, usual Susie style, I wrote a poem called Stop Victim Shaming, because it's been in the back of my mind, and then I seen that today and it kind of was reminded me, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to do the wee video. I know it'll be long, I know it's not for everybody, but it's just something to put out there. And as always, let me know your thoughts and your feelings and experiences. But it's about keeping ourselves safe as well, okay? So I'm going to read this poem and then leave you in peace. Stop victim shaming. Why do all victims seem labelled as passive or pitiful, when many have overcome things that are inconceivable? When a person is harmed, injured or killed, it takes every ounce of resilience to recover and rebuild. It requires incredible strength, courage and hope to avoid going down a slippery slope. Victims of domestic violence are anything but feeble. In fact, many are the strongest of people. Victims of trauma, abuse, exploitation and more have wisdom and valour we mustn't ignore. Yet, stop acting like a victim is what many say. A helpless mentality is what these words portray. Using the word victim in an offensive way is something that society should never downplay. It suggests that victims feel sorry for themselves and blame everything in life on everyone else. Yet victims of an accident, action or crime often give back to their communities time after time. And part of the process of trying to heal is talking about what you think and feel. But how can you do that honestly and freely when the label suggests that victims give up easily? Some victims prefer using another descriptor and instead choose the term survivor or victor. These phrases seem to suggest a greater sense of bravery, yet the term victim is used as something unsavoury, when the reality is that they all represent suffering and pain and the courage to push forward again and again. Remember, whatever expression you choose to embrace, being belittled is something you should never, ever face. Stop victim shaming. That's me. I'll leave you in peace. Thank you for your time. Let me know your thoughts. Cheery bye.